What if our understanding of technology, consciousness, and even time itself has been fundamentally incomplete?
Like there's a veil over something much older.
Exactly. Almost as if a hidden reality, an ancient knowledge, is just waiting to be rediscovered.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really incredible journey into something called Siddhatech, awakening the Vedic future.
That's right. And our source material, it's a genuinely thought-provoking book. It looks at ancient Vedic wisdom not just as, philosophy,
Right.
but as a profound and practical blueprint for a future civilization, actually.
A blueprint built on consciousness, sound, and light. That sounds fascinating.
It is. It's a vision where things like the return of ancient seers and the ebonies and rebuilding heaven on earth aren't just myths. They're presented as, well, lived realities, potentially.
And it goes even deeper, doesn't it, into the nature of time itself and this idea of Earth having its own energetic grid.
Yes, a dormant grid waiting for reactivation. The implications are pretty staggering. So our mission today is really to unpack these, frankly, radical ideas, pull out the core insights, and explore what it all might mean for you, for your understanding of the world.
Get ready for some potential aha moments, I think. It might just shift how you see what's possible.
Okay, let's dive in. Where do we start? The Rishis.
Yes, let's start there.
Yeah.
It's fundamental. The return of the ancient Tiris. Now, the source describes them not as, just mythical figures or old sages, but as eternal consciousness streams. That's the term used. And what's really key here is this idea. The 80s didn't write the Vedas.
They saw them, like seers, mantra.
Precisely. They perceived them in states of deep silence and then sang them into existence.
Wow. But the really compelling claim is that they're returning now, not just in spirit, but as light, as codes, as embodied beings.
That's the assertion, and the source connects it to something specific happening.
Which is?
It says this is happening because, quote, the Siddha grid is activated and the galactic network restored.
Okay, hold on. The Siddha grid, Earth's energetic nervous system, and the galactic network. That sounds like a huge planetary shift is the prerequisite.
It really does. The scale is immense. When this grid, this network of consciousness, gets activated and our sort of cosmic connections are back online.
Then the conditions are right for them.
Exactly. It creates the conditions for these, well, multidimensional beings to manifest. The source says they reside in places like solar temples of subtle light or within star streams of mantra, even in Earth's hidden crystal archives.
So their return isn't just symbolic, it's activational.
Yes, activational, meaning their very presence is meant to directly influence and catalyze these global energetic shifts.
The source really focuses on the Sapta ice, right? The 7 primary ones.
It does, and it gives a specific timing cue. It says they descended when the temple of the eternal flame reached full vibratory coherence.
A planetary ignition point, like an energetic window opening.
That's a good way to put it. And each of these 7 has a really unique, vital role. They represent different archetypes of cosmic influence, you could say.
Like who? Give us some examples.
Okay, so there's Vasiha, the master of cosmic law, guiding souls back to their inner sort of spiritual compass. Then Vijayamitra, the architect of civilization, focused on reawakening divine order in society.
Okay.
And Atri, the seer of Soma, guiding medicinal wisdom, even things like DNA deprogramming. And Soma here isn't just a plant.
Right, it's more like a subtle energy, a life essence.
Exactly, a rejuvenating essence. Then you've got Gautama, the code holder of silence, protecting sacred spaces.
And the source connects Gautama to those who hear trees. That's quite specific.
It is. Bharadvaja, master of Vimana, the flying craft and sound science, powering interstellar travel, supposedly.
Interstellar, okay. And the others.
Kajapa, the life architect, guiding planetary regeneration and ecology. And finally, Jamadagni, the flame of tapas.
Tapas being that spiritual heat or discipline.
Yes, embodying purity, holding back chaos. These archetypes show the breadth of their supposed influence on this planetary awakening.
So how would we know they're back? What are the signs, according to the source?
Well, it talks about subtle things, but profound, like children spontaneously chanting lost mantras they couldn't possibly know.
Wow.
Or sacred rivers supposedly glowing under certain star alignments, ancient temples lighting up energetically just from human presence.
And personal experiences, too. Direct downloads.
Yes, people reporting direct insights, downloads of consciousness during deep meditation, or even triggered by things like solar flares.
But these aren't just like random events. The source says these are frequencies now incarnating through the vessels of the prepared.
Exactly. And once returned, they apparently resume their roles, guardians of the galactic flame, ensuring those solar portals stay open and sacred.
Mentors, too.
Mentors of the flame bearers, guiding individuals, also balancers of karma, correcting energetic distortions, and crucially, transmitters of higher codes.
Higher codes like new mantras, temple blueprints.
Yes, even something called cosmic grammar. New ways to structure reality, essentially.
But then there's a twist, isn't there? The source brings it right back to the individual.
It does. This is maybe the most important part. The final truth, as it's put, is the iddies were not only out there, they were within.
That changes everything. It means you have access to your own inner seer, your own flame of vision.
Exactly. The book suggests that through practices like tapas that, fire, silence, mantras, surrender, you can awaken your mantra draya.
The seer within. So the ultimate teacher is internal.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
It shifts the whole dynamic of spiritual guidance.
And this inner awakening seems to unlock the next big concept, the dream of the divine child, rebuilding heaven on earth.
Yes, and again, the source presents this not just as a metaphor, but as a literal blueprint for a new kind of civilization.
So the divine child isn't a person, but a code, an encoded blueprint for the future.
Right? Representing the unborn future.
Yeah.
And this child's dream is to rebuild heaven on earth, right here, right now, as a lived reality.
The source calls it the Paradise Protocol, a planetary instruction set for embodiment, not escape.
Precisely. It's about transforming Earth, not leaving it.
Yeah.
And it rests on 4 foundational pillars.
Okay, what are they?
First is Shironatrika. This is about globally reactivating feminine energy lines, sacred waters, putting mother shrines back in cities, honoring the divine feminine, essentially.
Makes sense. What's next?
Second, Kumara consciousness hubs. Think of these as learning centers, but driven by spontaneous joy, creativity, and soul memory.
Soul memory and children recalling other worlds through play. That's quite a vision for education.
It really is. Children seen almost as avatars, remembering star paths and ancient technologies naturally.
Okay, pillar 3, what kind of places would house this?
Temple cities of light. Settlements built not around commerce, but for praya circulation, energy flow.
So streets like energy rivers, homes humming with mantras, temples as energy stabilization towers.
Exactly. The vision is no pollution, only geometry made of joy. A completely different urban design philosophy.
And the 4th pillar, governance.
Heart-synced governance. Traditional power structures dissolve into soul councils. Decisions made in silence, guided by the child within, that innate purity and wisdom in everyone.
The source paints a picture of what this looks like when it emerges, right? Storms becoming rain dances.
Yes, and crops grew by mantra and love. Animals came near without fear. The sick were healed by being sung to, people remembering their soul names.
It sounds utopian, but the core message seems personal.
It is. The ultimate insight offered is, the divine child is you. You before you were broken. You before time.
So reclaiming that inner core, that pristine self, that's how heaven grows, through your own touch.
That's the idea, that the greatest technology is that remembered state of joy, purity, and connection within you.
Wow. Okay, that's a profound foundation. But the source doesn't stop there, does it? It then moves into redefining reality itself. Time, light.
Exactly. It takes a quantum leap, you could say, into Siddharth's view of fundamental realities, starting with time.
And it's a radical view. The source flat out claims time is not real, calls it a shadow cast by motion. That's hard to grasp from our perspective.
It is. It completely challenges our daily experience. If time isn't real, what is? And what does it mean to be a shadow?
What's the alternative presented?
The source talks about the final flame, but not as destruction, more like fusion.
Fusion, like all timelines converging.
Kind of. Imagine all the streams, past, present, future, converging into one single brilliant moment of pure awareness. The source calls the path of this Agnipada the path of fire.
Where beings literally become light.
That's the description. The fabric of time itself melts in that state. That's a profound redefinition of what reality is.
So as this final flame or new state stabilizes, the source talks about an upgrade, Siddharth's final upgrade, the light body protocol.
Yes, a cellular transformation. The description is startling. Sleep changed. Aging reversed. Gravity became a choice.
That sounds like literal human evolution, not just technology.
It's presented as such. This light body protocol involves a complete energetic overhaul. Things like resequencing your vital life force, your praya.
And fusing the knots, the subtle energy channels.
And activating key energy centers, like the Bindu point at the crown, almost described as an internal stargate.
And the outcome. Defying aging, shifting gravity.
Even consciously exiting the body in a blaze of light, leaving no physical trace. Those who achieve this are called Agnivans, flame-born, timeless, but still present.
That would completely change daily life.
Absolutely. The source says chronological time, chronos, would no longer be the master. Instead, Chit pure consciousness would govern all rhythms.
So no more standard calendars, Vedic cycles instead. Days named after energy tides.
Work tied to joyful contribution, not hours. Even death is reframed as graduation. It's a total paradigm shift.
This new reality has a name.
Kalatito Bhumi, the time-transcended Earth. And the source mentions the return of beings called flame eaters or arkamuktas.
Flame.
Beings who supposedly consumed fire, maybe literally, maybe energetically, to burn karma, illusion, and separation. Their inner stillness was so profound, it said time unraveled around them.
Okay, my mind is officially bending. Let's shift to the Earth itself. The cosmic grid of the Rishis, rewiring Earth's memory.
Right. This concept posits that Earth has its own energetic nervous system, called the Bhumandala Sutra, or Siddha grid.
And this grid has nodes, like chakras for the planet, Mount Kailash, Giza.
Exactly, chakric nodes, also energy rivers, which sound like Nadi ley lines, and Akashic vortices spots where ancient memory is accessible.
And Siddha Tech's role is to reactivate this dormant grid. How?
Using, well, advanced energetic methods, sound resonance installations tuned with Vedic mantras, Soma crystal grids using natural crystals, and plasma pillars and fire altars acting as charging points.
It's not just about power, is it? It's about consciousness, creating a conscious Earth brain.
That's the goal, awakening the planet's own sentience. It even involves geoastral engineering.
Aligning cities and sacred sites with stars, like Orion and the Pleiades, using the nakshatras for timing.
Yes, precise cosmic alignment. And the source highlights the return of the Rishi tech beings, not just the original Rishis, but souls reincarnated with these codes, people whose DNA activates with Akashic memory, even supportive stellar visitors.
All bringing lost knowledge. Sacred designs, languages, chants.
Technologies, too. It all reinforces the idea of Earth as a Devi, a conscious, living goddess, and this grid as her Nadi network, her subtle body channels.
And activating it involves pilgrimage, the yatra.
Yes, the Earth grid pilgrimage to key nodes like Arunachala, Ujjain, Kedarnath. The journey itself becomes an activation for the land and the pilgrim.
Taking this outwards now, the solar temple, igniting the Surya Mandala consciousness. This reframes the sun, doesn't it?
Completely. Surya, our sun, is presented not just as a star burning through fusion, but as a living deity of cosmic intelligence.
A living deity, okay. And the solar temple's purpose.
It's multifaceted. It connects Earth's grid to solar consciousness. It receives divine instructions from Suryaloka, the subtle realms associated with the sun, and it acts as a dharmic command center for Earth's evolution.
And structurally, it sounds complex, 9 rings of Aditya consciousness, a central fire pillar.
Yes, Vishvajyoti. Also, solar harmonic domes and a heliokashic portal chamber. It's designed for energy transmission and reception on a massive scale.
What does it do for us, for individuals? The source mentions Surya Kundalini activation.
It does, leading to, supposedly, the awakening of divine will, the burning of karmic residue, and achieving a permanent vision of the inner sun and Tarjoti within you.
And mantras like the Gayatri are involved, encoded in the temple.
Yes, powerful solar mantras like Gayatri and Aditya Hridayam are said to be embedded in the very structure, amplifying their effect.
The temple also has solar discs, acting as yuga projectors. What does that mean?
It suggests these disks can somehow project or tune into the energetic frequency of different cosmic ages, or yugas. The temple itself becomes a gateway to Surya-Latong at specific astronomical times.
Allowing initiates to receive direct cosmic guidance.
That's the idea. And ultimately, the solar temple symbolizes Earth joining the Surya Alliance, a cosmic confederation of solar civilizations.
So we're part of a bigger cosmic neighborhood, consciously evolving together.
According to this source, yes, Earth isn't isolated in its journey.
This cosmic view keeps expanding. Celestial gateways and interstellar dharma. We're talking beyond the solar system now.
Yes. These gateways are described as cosmic corridors linked to the nakshatras, the Vedic star constellations, acting as star portals.
And the key to using them is our DNA. Human DNA is the star key.
That's one of the most radical claims.
Yeah.
That the so-called junk strands in our DNA are actually celestial receivers.
Activated by specific sound, But yeah, mantras.
Yes, specific seed sounds that reconnect you to your galactic ancestry. This ties into the reawakening of interstellar dharma.
Earth becoming a dharma chakra, a planetary wheel of cosmic law.
And building cosmic embassies for communication with higher dimensional allies. It's a vision of Earth taking its place in a universal structure of law and consciousness.
And pilgrimage extends beyond Earth, to planetary nodes like Kailash or Göbekli Tepe, forming a Vedic stargate matrix.
Exactly. Reactivating Earth's own planetary kundalini, its dormant spiritual energy, through this interconnected network.
And who guides this? The Sky Rishis.
The return of the Sky Rishis, or Maharishis of Antariksha, described interestingly as future versions of our own lineage.
Future versions, guiding cosmic navigation and interdimensional ecology, Antariksha Vidya.
Yes. It's just a cyclical or non-linear relationship with time and evolution.
Okay, this is vast. Let's bring it back inside. How does this relate to our inner potential? The Rishi Tech Codex.
This section focuses on inner technology. Rishi Tech is presented as something far more powerful and subtle than our external tech, developed in the caves, hearts, and minds of the ancient rishis.
Using consciousness, vibration, harmony, no wires, no metals.
Exactly. It's about mastering reality from within. The components include subtle body mastery, elemental alchemy, using Sanskrit sonic architecture to build things.
Time-space modulation, mental projection, levitation.
Even Akashic engineering, directly working with the subtle records of existence. The rishis themselves are described as a kind of rishi operating system, or ROS.
Living servers, bodies as temples, brains as crystals, hearts as engines. It's a biological supercomputer metaphor.
It is. And your body is called a Sharira Yantra, a living technological field, with its 9 chakras, 72,000 nadis.
Those subtle energy channels again.
When activated through practices like Bindu activation or Hridaya Drishti, heart gazing, your body becomes a living Vimana.
A vehicle of consciousness, capable of biolocation, biogeneration, biospheric healing.
That's the potential described. The rishis could literally code reality by emitting mantras shaped as intentions. They understood sound as structure, thought as geometry, breath as bridge, consciousness as constructor.
So intention plus mantra equals reality.
In a highly purified and focused state, yes. The source mentions Rishi Labs in future Tech cities, training young people in this. Conscious manifestation through mantra.
Right. Purifying thought itself as the main tool.
Exactly. Purification of thought as the highest tool of construction. It also touches on Sharir Vidya, body as divine machine, achieving a kind of functional immortality by reigniting the Soma circuit.
That internal nectar again. Sustained vitality through inner alchemy.
Precisely.
This inner tech then connects to a cosmic network, the Akashic web, reclaiming the cosmic internet.
Yes, the Akasha jail, or web of space, described as an invisible network far more advanced than our internet.
Powered by consciousness, resonance, intent, purity, mental clarity.
That's right. It's an omnipresent intelligence field. It records and transmits all thought and action, allows access to soul histories, universal wisdom without books.
And Tech aims to reconnect us, using sacred geometry, crystals, Rishi towers.
To amplify thought fields, yes. And meditators, temple minds, act as Akashic routers, enabling telepathy, soul recognition, direct wisdom downloads for you.
But accessing it requires discipline, right? Manatantra, silence transmission, mudras, special encoding.
Yes, Kasha Mudra. Sanskrit query encoding, activating tapas points using purity filters. The principle is clear. A clean seeker asking a pure question in a sacred space receives.
It emphasizes inner state. Purity of intention is paramount.
Absolutely. The source also mentions the return of the Akashic Guardians, the Vedavyasa network, forming Tech councils, astro guardians, sound architects, child seers, even digital yogis adapting these principles.
And the implication is huge. It dissolves the need for internet identities, fake news, borders, leading to the true Vedic singularity.
Which is framed not as a merger with AI, but a return to the universal mind, a collective conscious awakening.
Okay, let's talk about sound. The sound lattice, reshaping matter through mantra, nada as the primal waveform.
Yes. The source says nada, or sound, forms lattices. Invisible networks structuring all elements, subtle and gross. Sound isn't just heard, it builds.
And mantra as reality code, each mantra being a frequency key.
Unlocking elemental responses. Om for ether, Ram for fire, Aim for mind clarity, Shreem for abundance. Those are examples given. Nada engineers use these harmonics.
To do what? Heal pollution, restructure water.
Yes, restructure polluted water, heal soil memory, stabilize electromagnetic dissonance, even activate consciousness in metals and stones.
So sound is the sculptor, matter is the clay.
That's the analogy used. This extends to city planning, temple-tuned cities.
Tuned to a specific sonic blueprint, using raga scales, chakra harmonics, creating a sonic coherence field with chants.
Exactly. And there are even devices mentioned, sound-matter interface devices, or MRDs.
Emitting consciousness-infused sonic intelligence, creating sound shields for homes, activating seeds.
That's the description. It also talks about Vedic cymatics.
Where mantras create visible geometric forms, yantras in the ether, projected into architecture.
Yes. And it all comes back to the individual potential. Your voice as sacred instrument, a creative wand of consciousness.
Voice yoga for purification, cultivating the Rishi voice, clear, pure, potent.
Capable of building civilizations through tone alone. It's a profound statement about the power of purified sound and intention.
Finally, Vimana consciousness, vehicles of light and intention, reframing Vimanas beyond just ancient aircraft.
Totally. They're presented as conscious energy structures, responding not to fuel or switches, but to thought, mantra, purity of intention.
And there are different classes, earth-based, interplanetary, soul-powered.
Yes, Bhumi, Antariksha, and Divya Vimanas. But the ultimate insight, the source says, is that Siddhatech trains the human being to become the Vimana.
Consciousness becomes the vehicle, so my body is the Vimana.
In this framework, yes, the Sushumna Nadi, that central channel, is the central propulsion. Chakras are navigation nodes. The Bindu point is the control center.
Mantra is ignition. Willpower is steering.
That's the model. It's a completely internal system for conscious travel and manifestation.
And training for this involves specific yogas, starlight activation, kundalini stabilization, solar harmonization.
Taraka Yoga, Kundalini stabilization, Nabhi chakra mastery, Surya Vidya, and crucially, mental purification rituals. The source emphasizes that only those aligned with Dharma, with cosmic law, can safely activate external Vimanas too.
There are external Vimanas mentioned too, a new generation.
Yes, physical crafts based on agamic blueprints, those ancient texts, using things like mercurial vortex engines, crystals embedded with Vedic codes, even organic breathing outer structures.
But they're still spiritual craft, transporting intention, devotion.
And that's how they're framed. Not just transport machines, but vessels for sacred missions.
And navigation is purely by consciousness, visualizing in the third eye, using mantric keys for portals.
Emotional clarity. Unified group intention. It fulfills that ancient saying, Manajavana Gamanam, travel at the speed of mind.
Wow, okay, that was quite a journey we just took together, an incredible sweep of ideas.
It really is. From the return of the Rishis and that blueprint for heaven on earth,
to completely transforming time and the body into light.
and unlocking these deep inner technologies, the Akashic web, Vimana consciousness built right into us.
That's a lot to take in, but the source keeps emphasizing this isn't just theory, right? It connects to us now.
Exactly. It suggests these potentials are dormant within everyone, that this awakening is happening now and you are a part of it, a node in this emerging lightnet of Earth.
So what does this all mean for you personally listening right now? Maybe here's a thought to sit with. What if the greatest technology we could ever imagine was never actually invented externally, but simply remembered, waiting inside you, waiting to be reactivated?
Explore that idea of your own inner Rishi, that seer within, and the divine child blueprint held in your own heart.
This deep dive, maybe it happened not just across these topics,
But somewhere deeper, in truth.